love you. It's time. Come and join us. Subscribe. Come now. The xsinick Show. Bringing our gaming chat vibe. I am xsinick and I love you. Come now, join us, subscribe, come now. The xsinick Show. The xsinick Show. Bringing our gaming chat fun. I am xsinick and I love you.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the xsinick Show. Hey, how's it going, everyone? Today we're streaming. We're gonna be working. I'm gonna try to work in Blender a little bit. I'm gonna go in 3D Code also. I'm gonna do a little bit of Retopo. We're gonna do some work in Blender, and we may have an epic showcase today with one of our really cool community members. Someone called Dylan, and Dylan has their own game, and we'll see what that looks like. You know, if I could get him a little bit later, so that might be like maybe in the next 45 minutes to an hour. You know, we'll check Dylan out and see what Dylan's got cooking. All right, guys. So yeah, you know, I've been doing some pretty cool stuff outside of the stream here. I do stream Hangout streams, which I don't normally record those streams, and those streams they have anyone from the community like yourself who's watching right now, or anybody could come in, and you know, you could show me the stuff that you're working on. We could talk about different things. I think the last Hangout I was hanging out with Freddy Confetti, and Freddy's pretty cool, and he made a very cool ant, and I think I took over his ant, but I had fun rigging and helping him rig his ant and stuff like that. But everything that he does is pretty cool, and everything everybody else does in our community is pretty good also. You guys, you know, seen previous. Oh, the music is banging a lot. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, so you know, like the previous streams, we had Epic Showcase with Spencer Magnuson, and he, you know, showcased some of his plugins and stuff in the past, and you know, he has a plugin called Default Cube that's out there. You know, we showcased that, and hopefully some more Epic Showcase, and hopefully Dylan will be another one. We'll see how that works out. And so right now, let's just jump in and go in and to do some 3D. So the 3D is that we're working on is for Sol 3000 development. So let's see what that is. Okay, yeah, Sol 3000 development. I always have to remember to jump into that one. So I like to use 3D Code. Let's just check out what we got here. Launching 3D Code. Okay. And last time we were working on this dropship. So what happened? I did some auto retopo, and I didn't like the way it turned out, right? Because I'm kind of rusty in it using the auto retopo here. You know, there's a few prompts that I skipped on that kind of thing, and I didn't get good results. So I just started retopoing by hand, and the tools in here to retopo by hand is pretty straightforward, and that's the way we like them. So I'm just gonna see how quickly I could just kind of run through doing that here. You know, as the more custom you get to using a tool, the quicker, you know, your speed just naturally builds up, right? You know, so if you're using Blender every day for like 3 months, eventually you're gonna get faster, you know, basically. So I'm gonna jump from here into Blender. We're definitely gonna try to see if we can get this guy into Blender for sure, because Blender has some I think they fixed the UV, you know, the UV mapping room in Blender, the UV mapping. So Not that anything was wrong with it, but I think like they made it better. So we'll see what that's like in a few minutes. Okay. Yeah, so I went ahead and just kind of started doing this by hand a little bit. And can't wait to jump into Blender, right? So, and you could retopo in Blender. So we'll see how what that might look like in a future stream. I'm thinking about the workflow also for doing hard surfaces in Blender. I think the workflow for that maybe would definitely be a lot different than doing here in 3D Code, because 3D Code, you could use something called voxels, which is I think it's kind of like volumetric pixels. That's what they call voxels. Kind of like those boxes in Minecraft. Okay, guys. Of course, because we deal with symmetry, just have to do one side. I don't have to do these parts here. I mean, I can. Maybe I should, just to kind of knock them out. But retopo is a thing like I don't think you could retopo like something unless it's very simple in one session. You definitely gotta like break it up, right? I've been thinking also about music production for games. So like, I know there's a lot of what I would call music production purists, out there. Meaning that nothing is wrong with that. Nothing. When I mean by music production purist, meaning that I wouldn't call it so much purist as much like indie music producers, right? So like, if you're an indie music producer, you basically kind of want to like create every part of the music itself. And I'm thinking like when you're working on a bigger production, like say for like a AAA game, I think it's almost expected that you kind of collaborate. You do a lot of collaborations. And I think that producing music or scores or even sound effects for games, I think there's for AAA games, that is, I think there's a lot of collaboration that could happen. Although you could definitely farm out like a lot of the music to like one producer, but who's to say that that producer is not also teaming up with other music producers to make the soundtrack, right? We don't know, another artist and stuff. So I think like collaboration and stuff is definitely key, with making things sound and look better, even for game development. And I think also for like 3D, I think that's the difference, right? So like, even creating like 3D visual effects, right? Like, visual effects is definitely, or VFX is definitely a collaborative thing, right? Whether it be on the computer or whether it be like practical, right? If you do practical effects, you definitely want to collaborate with like people who know pyrotechnics and creature effects and animatronics and so on and so forth. And in camera, there's also like in camera effects. I feel like I want to just cut this right here. Just do that. I'm not gonna go into the nitty gritty of like all of these things link up like this. I'm just gonna go ahead. Yeah, let's go ahead and just make it. Let's try to make it work. Actually, this could have cut like this right across here, and this could meet with this right here. Yep. Let's delete that. What you hear here is a soundtrack for a game called Anthem. Well, yeah, the original soundtrack, the OST. So like one soundtrack where I believe like it was just mainly one guy that kind of did it. From what I've read, from what I know, I could be wrong on this, but the newest Doom video game soundtrack was made by a guy called Mick Gordon, and it's mostly like rock and roll, metalcore type music, which is kind of like some of the stuff that I've been getting into for a while now. I mean, it's my favorite genre of music, heavy metal or like rock music in general. So okay, that was weird there. Wonder what happened there. Okay. So literally, like what happened earlier is that I thought I was like late for streaming, guys. Like I don't have a set time these days, because remember back in the days when I had like set times or whatever it is. I think I might definitely get back to that. I had a pretty hectic day today, and I thought I was an hour ahead maybe, I think. So I got mixed up there for a minute, and but I'm back on track now. We're back on track now. Okay, just laying these down. So I think like as games get more complex, so there's more collaborations happening, right? And so you get like all these collaborations between different graphical disciplines, different like musical things and all that sort of stuff. But like back in the day, like Pac-Man, I think it was no, but those they had credits for music for like Pac-Man and Street Fighter and like old games. They had credits, so definitely those collaborations going on there. But I know there's a lot of there seems to be a lot of like newer video game composers interested in like symphonic pieces, like classical fantasy pieces, and I'm beginning to think that that's a wide variety of people that like to play video games, like that kind of grand epic type of symphonic pieces. That's that was wrong. I've been thinking about gameplay and music composing for games. I think those two things are, and of course graphics, right? But uh, it's not so much as graphics as graphical, not so much graphics in terms of realism, but graphics in terms of style. The graphical style, I think, of of what you choose to, the style of what you, the style that you choose to lay, the style that you choose to develop your game under. I think it's a big deal nowadays, right? So like, thank you, Jesus, for saving me from death. I don't think you're thinking in terms of like some years ago, maybe like 15 years ago, maybe. Like realism was the pinnacle, right? I think now it's like, nobody really cares how real something looks, right? It's like, oh yeah, that guy is, wow, look at the helicopter. It's like real. It's like, yeah, we've been seeing realistic helicopters. We've been seeing realistic human beings. It's almost ubiquitous to like certain genres of gaming, like first-person shooters and survival horror type things. You want a certain level of true realism to the real world. So I think now, like, I'm looking at younger, like a younger demographic. I think all they care about is how cool, not really how cool something looks, but like how striking the visual feels with the story. I don't know if anybody is paying attention to music at all in video games. I don't know. I thought they were. So my thing is that I've been like in a kind of like in some sort of analysis of, should I use something that's classically like a symphonic orchestral piece, like an orchestral piece, or should I make something that's more action-packed, pop rock, music? Would people relate to that more? Would it tell the story better? So I'm torn between that sometimes when I'm thinking about different story beats in Soul 3000. Should it be orchestral? That's the go-to, right? The go-to is like you're making some, get some strings and some percussions and make a sweeping piece, But who is appreciating that? Would the player actually appreciate that, or would it be other developers, right? Other like composers, they would appreciate it. But then would they truly? Would they appreciate that? Would it be like, well, it's not technical enough, so like, I'm not going to listen to it. Like, at that point in time, what am I doing? Are we making music to push the story of the game more, to give the mood and feel of the game? Is that what it's doing? And does an orchestral piece represents the mood of that particular game? So it's according to the setting of the game, right? I should just use the quads tool. Let's just do that. Quads. it sticking on? He's trying to shoot a ray to Kingdom Come. Stop it. What is the problem? Okay. Did it accidentally move that thing? It's all good. Whatever. Oh, come on. Okay, there we go. I don't know what happened there. That was weird. Okay. Back and Trizak. So yeah. Oh man. It really hates I'm just gonna go in and just it's just that should take two. How did I get like that? Okay. It's ridiculous. Come on, just stop it. Build. Okay. Of course, I would want some kind of supporting. I'm just gonna support that like that. It's not perfect, but it's still do for now. I don't know what all that glitching was about. That's weird. Okay, this is why. Just needs the focus point. The focal point to be somewhere else. Okay. Back on track. As you see the fix, just go ahead and fix that. So in the end, if you're a developer and you like making games, a single developer, indie, like myself, and well, I'm not completely by myself, but you get what I'm saying. If you're part of a small team and you're developing a game, I think the wisest thing to do would be definitely practicing smaller games for sure. I think the wisest thing would be make a game that you would like. Because of the effort and time, and the fact that after you make it, possibly no one would care about it, you might as well make something that you like. You know, so that when you fire up the game, you enjoy playing it as a single developer. And you, icing on top of the cake, you know, if you get like at least 3 or 4 people that enjoy it, you know, then you start to win. And of course, you know, anything could take off and become a huge success and become AAA in of itself. I think I'm too close. I think it doesn't like when the camera's close to it. Okay, I know I could duplicate this and move this along, so I'm gonna try that. Let's try something a little bit different. Let's try duplicating this guy here. Let's see if this will work. Okay, so I got this one selected right here. I think I'm gonna want to turn auto snapping off just to make sure it doesn't like do weird stuff. Right click on this and let's see what we got. Oh, there's a clone. Clone selected faces, transform new mesh piece, and press enter. Oh, you don't say. You're kidding me? That's cool. And you could only move Gizmo? No way. Okay, let's be smart about this. Okay, so we're gonna move this as a clone, and we're gonna only move the Gizmo, right back here. And turn that off. Then we're gonna move this into the place where the new one is, and we're gonna scale it up. Match. Oh yeah, let's go. Yeah, this might work, guys. Come on. So as I go along, I'll slowly start using some of the tools to make this stuff a lot quicker and more automatic, of course. But for now, you know, I just like to take it a step at a time. Okay, this might be a little bit like that. Make it a little fat arms. Get over here. Something like that. Bring it back. Okay. Let's take a look at what's going on over here. Okay, so this is looking pretty cool. Let's go ahead and press apply. So what it did, it made it into a new mesh. This is cool. So that's already good to go. Let's make sure it's all snapped up. So one cool way to do that is just to go ahead and select everything and then do a general like snap. Oh, actually general snap over the entire mesh does do the entire mesh. So let's go ahead and do that. So snap, and this is the entire mesh. Okay, I think maybe I have to select it first. What's this message? Select. I don't want my select to be a box select. Let's turn everything else off. I just want to make sure. Okay, and then go ahead and hit that snap. Oh, yeah, it totally did it. But obviously these pieces down here was messed up. No big deals. Control Z that. Let's go ahead and see if we could just snap it. Let's snap some of these trouble parts first. Yep, yeah, there's some things that needed to be in a different place, so that's what happened. Oh, do I not have a cut for that? Yeah, you definitely just gonna make sure that this part here kind of lines up a little bit. Alright, so let's try this, the overall snap and see if that works. Yes, it did. So everything is nice and snap tight. Tight. Okay. Like everybody wants to do this Final Fantasy RPG score thing, and I think it's cool. But are we missing out other innovative ways, innovative things, you know? I mean, and does those genres, is that the only thing? I guess so. I mean, it would probably sound odd, you know, if like you're in a like some kind of fantasy market and you're hearing like dubstep or something. Okay, so there's definitely an auto snap happening here. Let's see if I run that snap one more time on everything. Yeah. Okay. And then I'm going to hull back, and I'm going to merge this into that hull. Bring that together like so. Bring that together like that. Bring this together. It's auto saving. Make the faces, Nick. Make the faces. Let's keep going. Make the faces. If you're not making faces, then you're not making sense. I'm just gonna put it like that. I'm just gonna put it in the middle. Okay. Let's merge this. Let's go to quad. Form a little quad brush here. Guys, most of the little glitchy things you might be seeing here is just mainly me. It's my fault. I've been, I can't really see my keyboard, so I'm just kind of guessing the keys by heart. I should really change my setup. Okay, so, alright, we're almost done here. Let's go ahead and save. Oh, I think it might. Wow, time flies like super quick. Okay, I'm gonna check to see if my friend Dylan is available right now. Okay, guys, so that's enough for this one now. I think I'll segue Dylan. Seems like Dylan's ready to showcase this cool game, but I'll let Dylan explain all that. So let me do this one piece right here. We're gonna move over into Epic Showcase or Epic Showcase segment. That. Okay, that was odd. That thing danced around that vertice like it was afraid to attach itself to it. Okay, guys, so you can see I'm almost there finishing this body part. Once we're done with this part and some smaller things, then we definitely jump into Blender with it. But for now, we're gonna do an Epic Showcase. I'll be right when I come back here. I'll be right back in a minute. I'm gonna give Dylan a little ringy dilly thingy here, and we're gonna get things set up, guys. So hang on in a minute here.
So why didn't I flinch? Because the laws of science differ fundamentally from those of
Let's go. fun. We learn together. 3D art, gaming, try fun. It is your show. Come now, join us. Subscribe. Come now. Access iMix Show. 3D art, gaming, chat, fun. I am access iMix and I love you. It is your show. Yes, yes, I need you. 3D art gaming chat fun. We learn together. 3D art gaming chat fun. It is your show. Come now, join us. Subscribe. Come now. Access iMix Show. 3D art gaming chat fun. I am access iMix and I love you. It is your
Okay, guys, I'm back here. I got Dylan here, and he's gonna do an epic showcase and show his totally cool epic game and some of his music and stuff like that. So, something that Dylan was showing me some time back, and I was like, you totally gotta show other people. I mean, this stuff is so cool. So, guys, let's just jump right into an epic showcase here.
And I've got a rinky-dink little laptop, so it might not load properly for me.
Hey, Dylan, one
But
second.
I'll give it a shot here.
Dylan, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
hear
So,
you.
sorry, there was an intro. We had an. You should have
Oh.
the stream up. We had an intro there, and yeah. Hey, everybody, this is Dylan, and
Hello.
Dylan is part of our community. He's pretty cool person, and yeah, Dylan, what you got? How's it going?
Good. What I've got is one of the scores from my game, The Seven Seals, right?
Okay.
And it's a pretty extensive orchestral composition. You can see on the screen a ton of instruments, right? And
Very cool.
as I was saying before the intro, this is very GPU intensive to run this all at once while there's a Discord call going on. So we'll see if it'll actually do it,
Okay.
but it often struggles. So let's actually just test out and see if it'll work here. Yeah, it's struggling a little bit. So if I were to like condense it down to just a few of the instruments, we might be able to get something.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah, it's struggling.
Struggling a little bit. Do you have any of your scores that you have like converted to like an MP3 that maybe you could play just a little part of each one? So
Well, I do have it uploaded on YouTube.
you want to switch quickly to one of the ones that you like, and maybe
Yeah,
just play a little bit of it so someone out there could kind of have a full idea of like how cool your music sounds.
yeah. I'll actually pull up the one I was playing here. Let me zoom over to my YouTube real quick.
Okay.
Where's the share button? There it is. All right, so
Seven Seals. So what is the seven? Before you move on, what is the Seven Seals? What's that?
it is a retro style fantasy strategy RPG made in SRPG Studio, which is kind of like a lesser known sibling of RPG Maker.
Oh yeah.
That was created by the creator of the Fire Emblem series. His name is Shozo Kaga. He split off from Fire Emblem and created SRPG Studio, and this is what the game is being made in. And so it's very similar to Fire Emblem. Thematically, it's Well, it's so conceptually it kind of starts out similar, right? But then as I'm making the game, I'm introducing new things, different themes. It's kind of come to this fantasy, cosmic horror, dark theme,
Yeah.
um, with some of the music resembling that. But the main key focus of the game is the music because that's what I do best at, right?
Oh,
And
okay.
this is the logo for the game. I made it myself. Um, the map in the background made that all myself in Incarnate.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And I've also been getting into art for the characters themselves too, but that is actually relatively recent.
Oh, so even looking at what you have right here, I love the logos with the kind of like the dragons as the S's. And what's the T? Is that a weapon?
It's just a T, but like I was like, oh, I kind of want to make a curve. I think
Oh,
the Fire
okay.
Emblem logo had the F kind of curve, so I was like, oh, I'll do something similar.
Okay, and
I just
and
kind of liked it.
even your map looks like there's like different biomes.
Yes, there is different biomes, and this is actually a pretty simple map that I took out all the decals and stuff for, specifically
Wow.
to look better on the background of the logo. But
Yeah.
on the full map, there's mountains, there's city names, there's country names. There's
What?
about 50 or so different nations in this world, most of which have little entries I've made about them,
It's amazing.
uh, reaching like somewhere between 80,000 and 100,000 words in total.
Wow. It's amazing. Well, yeah, let's hear it. So what song is this you're gonna play?
So this is the one I was actually just had pulled up. It's called Divinity of the Demon Emperor.
Okay.
And essentially it is a tale of two prospective emperors. I don't know if you can see the little island in the middle on the top. That is called Yukiona,
Yeah.
which is where this takes place in.
Okay.
It's supposed to be very similar to Japan, so you'll hear traditional Japanese instruments layered throughout with a sort of. There's even a hint to the Royal Road chord, which is a very famous chord progression in Japanese music. You can hear
Wow.
it in pretty much every anime in the world. I'm not that skilled at music theory, so it's just a reference, and that is it. But
Okay,
I'll
okay.
go ahead and play it, and you might be able to catch it too if you are versed in it.
Okay. Wow, Dylan, that is masterful. That is amazing. Wow.
Yeah,
And
I made that one 13 days ago, or at least I uploaded it 13 days ago.
wow.
Uh, and that is, oh, there's a couple playlists on here. I do some orchestral covers and stuff like that. This has been my main focus this whole year, pretty much.
Okay.
I've got 46 different songs, all on this OST. Technically 45 because there's a level up theme somewhere.
Right.
Um, but it has pretty much been a year long OST I've been working on.
Yes.
Something that really helps, at least like the quality of the songs, is that I don't work on them consistently, which
Okay.
is probably why they take so long, right?
Yeah.
Like I could make this much quicker if I sat down and did it, but because I'm taking such wide bursts between songs, it kind of lets me slow down and work
Yes.
on it as I'm, musing for it, and then create stuff that I think is really cool.
Yeah. I mean, if you go at it at one blast, then you may find something sounding too similar to each other, right? And you want each song to kind of tell the theme of the to tell the storyline and the feel for each region, right?
Yes, exactly. So like Divinity the Demon Emperor is a battle theme, right? The
Okay.
main motif from it is actually the regional theme, which is present in Isle of Demons here. I can see if I can pull it up real quick.
Okay.
I'll just play it, see if I can play the excerpt from it.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I love that.
And the one you hear in this song is called the koto, which is uh, I can't speak. It's a traditional Japanese instrument
Right.
that I really like the sound of, and so that's why it's so present in this piece.
And I think
And that's kind of a philosophy I
mhm.
follow for a lot of the game, is
Okay.
because it's a worldwide global expedition. So I
Okay.
make distinct songs per regions.
Now, just stick on the Koto for a little bit before you move on. I think you
Yeah.
you alerted me to that thing, and when you showed me what it was, I was like, oh yeah, I've seen that. And I think like maybe on our Discord. So that's kind of like the Kyoto is the Koto is the name of it.
Yes, the koto.
The Koto, and so that's kind of like a traditional Japanese string, kind of almost look like a it's like a plucked instrument, right? So it almost looks like a guitar, right?
I think it plays like a harpsichord, but
Like a
it
harpsichord.
originated differently and kind of has a more metallic sound to it.
Oh, okay. So I may have been thinking about something different.
But it's actually something I never heard of until I made this song.
Okay. Can you look? What does it look like? What can you
Let
look?
me
Can you look that
see
up?
here.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's the same thing I'm thinking about. Okay, no, it's something different. Okay.
It's like, I'm not sure what a half tube zither instrument is, but it is whatever that is.
Yeah. So it's definitely more harpsichord, harp like. It's a harp like
It's,
instrument.
it's like a vertical harp, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's something I never heard of prior to making this, right? But
Right.
and I probably could have spent more time researching how it's properly used, because that's the main
Right.
thing that I don't have, is knowledge on how music theory works
Right.
and how instruments are used. But I kind of go based off of what I think sounds good,
Right.
which I will never say is the right way to do things, right?
Right.
A proper musician could come in and say, this is actually terrible. And I'd probably agree with him.
Right. But at
Because,
least.
but the main goal is like,
Hmm.
if it at least sounds good, then I'm happy with it.
Right. Yeah. And then it makes for your telling of this story original,
Yes,
like an
because
original use of
I
it.
despise like copyright free sample music. I despise that.
Right.
Not because the musicians are bad, but just because anyone can use them.
Right. Right. Yeah, I like that.
And I have the know-how to make my own stuff, so I'm going to do it. And I did mention that this
Mm-hmm.
game has an element of cosmic horror to it,
Okay.
and there's a lot of influence from the Lovecraft mythos.
Okay.
Um, there's a specific group of enemies called the Spawn, who have their own musical cue,
Okay.
and so if you recognize that regional motif, you would recognize it in the Spawn version, so to speak, or the Rain version.
Oh. Hmm. Wow. Oh, there goes that motif. Oh my gosh.
Then
I
repeats from
love
there.
it. That's amazing. I like the
Uh,
different turns and twists in, in the structure of the music, and then a motif comes back in. Da, na, 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 na. That's
yeah,
amazing.
I mentioned the musical cue is electronic instruments, just in general.
Ah,
Whenever you hear electronic instruments, you know they're around. And the
right.
idea is basically that they're mimicking the music because they themselves are mimicries of people.
Oh, but not
So
perfect
that's why the
mimics.
motifs, not
Ah,
perfect either, because
yeah.
if you heard it, whenever that motif played, the
Yeah.
brass was going crazy in the background.
Yes.
And at least in this particular one, that's kind of meant to be like the chaos and like the whispering, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. And I detected
At
like
least
a
that was my idea.
slight hint of like glitch to it. Like a slight undertone of glitch. I love that. It's amazing.
Yeah, these rain ones are really fun to make because I
Hmm.
can really go deep in on stuff that sounds bad and try to make it sound good. And
Wow.
obviously not in a like, oh, this is great sound,
Yeah.
more like a, oh, this is terrible in a good way. At
Yeah.
least that's the hope.
Like jarring and jagged. I love it.
Yeah, and the idea is that each regional theme will have a rain version, right? I've got a few of them made, as well as the main theme of the Spawn themselves,
Hmm.
which is an inversion of the main theme. I don't think I've played that yet.
Okay.
I don't want to play the last themes, right? Because that would be spoilers.
No, yeah. I mean, just do what you could. You know.
I'm not too worried about spoilers anyway. It's right. So this is the title theme. Sorry, I kind of skipped a little bit
It's
to
okay.
get us to the main motif itself.
Yeah. Go right for it. Amazing.
is
Oh
the
my
main motif
gosh.
of the game.
I love that. I love how you have that. I don't know what it is, like some sort of brass that kind of opens up to the side, right? Oh my god, it's
Oh yeah,
a
that is the French
lovely
horn. I love the French
French.
horn.
It's amazing. You just put it in the right spot and just makes it feel like an early morning. It's amazing.
Yeah, and so that's the title theme, right? The
Yes.
Spawn, whenever they first show up,
Mm-hmm.
or at least in most cases where they show up, they use an inversion of the main motif. It's
Oh.
the same rhythm, but the notes are different and they change differently. You'll
Oh.
hear it in this.
Wow.
You heard the brass came in and kind of played the main motif, but
Yeah.
it's muddled, it's quiet, it's like weak compared to the Spawn itself,
Yeah. So how about
right?
just?
Because this is their like in their power, they're present, you know.
Oh, okay. So you're getting that kind of oppressive feeling from them.
That's the idea. They're kind of like horror monsters in a strategy RPG.
Okay.
So they're treated differently, right? The presentation will never make them scary, but they're to the characters in the world, they're essentially like horror monsters. These are terrible things that are attacking the world.
Wow.
And so the music is supposed to sort of represent that.
Okay.
And
So
this is all free software that minus a few things I purchased here and there.
okay.
So it's using the tools I have to the best of my ability.
Okay. So may I ask what are the tools that you're using?
So it is in MuseScore. I'm actually going to
Muse.
go ahead and pull
Nice.
up MuseScore for us. MuseScore is, if you're not familiar, a free notation software.
Yeah.
It was used a
I have
lot by
Muse.
my high school band to
Okay.
print out sheets of music.
Okay.
It is completely free. I would suggest to never purchase a subscription from them. Right, this is my score page. You can see all the Seven Seals stuff. There is a single rendition of Falling Petals I like to mess around with. I did not create it originally. This is from some other user on MuseScore.
Okay.
Uh, to download sheets of music, by the way, you have to purchase a subscription, which I think is scummy. But ignoring that, where was so I don't have the exact one I played because of something that happened with OneDrive,
Okay.
which deleted my desktop almost,
Oh
which
wow.
included most of my sheet music. So I'm pretty sparse here,
It's okay.
but I've got a few things here and there.
Yeah. But before you had like a ton of stuff.
I had tons and tons and tons, and now I've got some. I'm building it back up,
Okay, that's good.
but I lost a lot. This is a song I'm working on. I've not released yet, so it would be brand new. Might actually play because there's not many instruments in it.
Totally.
explain this one. This is actually a small excerpt from Divinity: The Demon Emperor,
Okay.
which I am recreating as a slower and more methodical piece
Right.
to serve as a motif and like a character theme.
Okay.
Hence the name Court of the Demon Emperor. This is a shakuhachi, which is another traditional Japanese instrument.
I was
Have you ever
about to
heard that
actually.
that familiar traditional flute
Yeah.
sound?
Yeah.
That would be this instrument here, the shakuhachi.
Shakuhachi. Okay.
There's the shime daiko, which is essentially the Japanese version of a snare drum.
Okay.
Very, very like nice open sound. This is kind of like the traditional emperor of this region, so it's using a lot of the traditional instruments.
Okay.
His counterpart will be using more like a march,
Okay.
kind of like the confliction of ideals is the idea.
Okay.
There's that koto again.
Yeah, I mean, you've heard the koto used on almost every traditional Japanese sound.
All the good ones, at least. I have a shamisen in here. I've not figured out how to use it because shamisen is a
what is that?
probably a it's probably the most familiar Japanese traditional instrument. It's like a 4-string guitar, I believe.
Okay, I think that's the one that Okay.
It's got that kind of like plucky sound, almost like a banjo.
Okay, so that's the one. If you go on our Discord server, that's the one I posted. Like a girl. Have you seen that video I posted of the girl who's playing that?
I have not.
In a rock,
but
in a like a rock way. I posted it last night. I was like, wait a minute.
I should check that out. That sounds good, actually.
Yeah.
So to pull up another
Okay.
example of how I'm using tools, the electronic sounds are just straight out of MuseScore's like samples.
Oh.
They're not purchased or anything, minus a few that I'm using from a subscription service.
Okay. Different synths. Wow, arrangement.
Yes.
Saw. Wow. Oh, those are violins. Wow.
Yeah, they're going fast in these.
Yeah.
And another fun thing I do with the violins, which was just coming up, is the bending.
Oh yeah.
So
right.
I'm not sure how possible this is to do in a real violin.
Right.
But I think you can if you detune it, right?
Right.
Then it'd be so hard to retune it. But essentially,
It's being detuned while it's being played.
yeah, they are doing that mostly as layering while this
Okay.
goes on. Doesn't that sound familiar?
It's like you're resequencing the motif, the main motif.
Yeah, it's that Spawn theme. I use it in almost every Rain version in
Yeah.
Spawn theme. I actually forgot to use it in Isle of the Demon's Reign, which is a tragedy.
It's okay.
But it's fitting in the sense that this is the first time you've seen the Spawn in a while by that point in the game.
Okay.
So it's more like a surprise piece, so to speak.
Wow.
I call these guys the tornado siren when they're doing this.
Yeah, they're alerting people to the twister that's coming.
Which is yeah, it is very fitting because we at where I live,
Mm-hmm.
whenever it thunderstorms really hard, because
Mm-hmm.
we get tornadoes. We live in Tornado Alley.
Oh
Um,
man, I don't envy you.
it's not that bad. We don't ever see them, right? But we do get
Right.
the storms with them in it. So whenever severe weather storms happen, those sirens go off. That's kind of where I got the idea to put these in all the rain versions.
Oh wow.
And the
Um.
reason why they're called rain is related to how the spawn appear
Okay.
and their sort of thematic relevance. So I'm doing a symbolic inversion of fire and water in this game,
Okay.
where fire represents sort of the main character, the color red represents the main character, and like life, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas water and like the main, oh, so, excuse me, the main
Mm-hmm.
villain, by extension, they represent blue. They
Oh.
represent like a sickly, deep ocean blue and
Right.
black, and just decay and death,
And
and
cold
mostly
and
water.
yeah.
Hence, rain.
Okay.
So it's also like coming from the idea that if you take something traditionally good and turn it evil,
Mm-hmm.
it creates a dissonance in your mind.
Right. It's like you're always trying to kind of place it in its right way, but yeah, I get it. I get it.
Because it's like it feels wrong for water to be related to the main villain, which
Right,
is
right.
exactly what I want.
Right.
I want it to feel wrong, because the monsters themselves are wrong.
Are wrong. So talking.
And that kind of touching on that cosmic horror.
So what I wanted to ask you about, so far we kind of looked at some of the some of the villain type teams and kind of like have an idea of like the bad guys to a degree. What's the good guys like? Are you able to talk about the good guys a little bit or
Yeah, here, let me actually pull up the game while we do.
okay?
So the main heroes are a
The
group
heroes,
of
yeah.
four. Where is it? There it is. It is a female protagonist. Oh, I gotta boot up Steam. One sec. So I'm going with a female protagonist
Okay.
for a variety of reasons, but mainly because I feel like there's so much opportunity to write good female characters, and
Right.
it's not being done.
Right.
Wait, where's my share screen button? So main female character, her name is Katarina,
Right.
and she. I need to fix this. This is a temporary portrait I made. It is not going to stay, but she essentially is an amnesiac, which is a familiar note to people who played Fire Emblem.
Right now I'm seeing like your level editor, I think it is.
Yeah. So this is my level editor. This
Okay,
is
okay.
how RPG Studio works. You make the tiles. Each tile kind of can have effects and stuff on it. You can set units down. You can do all sorts of cool stuff.
Okay. But you're explaining your female protagonist. Do you have an image? I think you posted like an image.
I posted a brand new art that I'm going to use in the game for her on
Okay.
the server.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't have her on my. So I'm actually drawing it on Ibis Paint X, which is a mobile app. So
Okay.
I don't have it. On
I remember
computer yet.
Ibex Paint X. Wow.
Yeah, but
Okay. That's okay.
I
That's
don't
okay.
like have a drawing tool for my laptop, so it just felt better to use
Okay.
Ibis Paint X, especially since it's free.
Yes.
The most recent one I showed, I had just fixed her eyes,
Okay.
which looked pretty terrible before.
Okay. I mean, whatever you don't want to show in here, it's all good. But whatever you want to
Oh
show.
no, go ahead and show the art.
You
that
would you like
I
me
posted.
to? Would you like me to bring
Yes.
it up? Okay, I'll bring it up. Oh,
Yeah.
1 second, guys.
So I posted Katarina herself,
Yeah.
and the spawn, or at least a version of the spawn.
I'll just show it really quickly here, so if anyone's watching this on YouTube, you guys will be able to see this. So this is it's an AI ideas, I think. Yeah. There
No,
we go.
it's going to be an art study.
Art.
I originally was considering using AI, but I've changed against
No,
that.
no,
I
no.
don't want to use AI.
Yeah. But most of this is what so this is the
That's
correct.
where I got some ideas from,
Yeah, the
but
ideas.
I'm not using those
Okay.
images. They're going to be an art study help.
Oh, okay, my bad. Wait a minute. Just sharing 3D. Yeah, okay, art study help. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Okay. There we go. That's better. Yep.
Yeah, those two are the first things I've ever sat down and actually drew.
Oh, wow, really?
Yes, I've never actually tried to draw characters before, and I was stunned that I was even able to make something, let alone
Yeah.
anything.
This looks great. I mean, and what do you use this again? What was your main paint tool again?
It's called Ibis Paint X. It's a
Ibis Paint
mobile app.
X. Yeah. Yeah, this is great for Ibix. I think I remember Ibix with like the it's like all white eye with a kind of color wheel circle and a B.
Yeah, it's got some of that. It can be a little troublesome to deal with. So, like, sometimes I might put them in Photoshop, like the spawn. I had to remove the background for
Okay.
in Photoshop because Ibis Paint
Spawn.
X was screwing it up.
Okay.
The spawn, he is actually the first thing I've ever drawn.
Wow. Very
And
cool.
since I've drawn them, I started doodling. I've been getting better. Like Katarina herself has taken this entire week to do.
Yeah, you can see that. She looks great.
I had just fixed her eyes because her previous eyes looked terrible.
Yeah.
I'll actually post where I started with her, and also the spawn too. Might as well.
Okay.
One
Let's see
sec.
if I could get back into the.
So this is where they both started.
Okay, you posted in the same area.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, here we go. Oh wow, yeah, you came. Wow, that's a long way. Oh, this is
I
cool.
had on the Discord server, the SRPG Studio University, someone was telling me
Mm-hmm.
about drawing the color volume instead of a shape.
Right.
And that's where I was able to create the head and then the character in question. The shading was partially myself, but mostly a filter tool.
Okay.
The shading on Katarina was very light. It was almost entirely me. The spawn is being carried pretty hard by that filter.
Okay. Yeah, I mean this is great. So it's kind of like now you're getting into like okay now let me kind of do each character that appears in the game.
Yeah.
Are you at that point yet, or you still feel like you might put it off a little bit?
Well, I have basic assets in the game engine that I have
Okay.
as placeholders.
Oops. Let's
So
go back.
it's more like I'm going to place them into the game over time.
Okay. So let's get back
Uh, yeah. So
hold on to get back to the screen here. Okay. Yep. So yep.
this is my
back
dev
on
room
screen.
here.
Nice.
You can see these ant things are custom assets.
Okay.
I made those myself. There's a little bit of personal pixel art in this.
Okay.
How it works, right? You can place down enemy units like so. You can
Okay.
decide their stats. You can move them around where they would start, and you can test what you make. I don't even know what I set the music to this dev room to be. I guess we'll find out. Right, you got a prep menu
Okay.
as a start of your turn. You got all your units here.
Nice.
You've got I put their allegiance
I like that.
as I was testing the animations whenever I did this. So basically, the weapon has its own attack stats that add with the strength to create damage, which then subtracts against defense.
Wow.
And that's like kind of the personal formula that goes on. You can move the units in a certain amount of tiles.
Wow.
You can give them different items to heal them. This is the song near the end of the game called "To Carry On."
I like it.
So yeah, very similar, very samey to Fire Emblem at the start, at least, right? And
Yeah.
I'm trying to introduce new mechanics as I go.
Nice.
They level up, and the stats are determined randomly. The mouse
Okay.
is dying.
Wow.
Yeah, but no, very, very simple.
Wow.
The mouse is dying. I grabbed some new batteries for it.
Yeah. So how about let me ask you, do you have any completed like levels or levels close to completion, like to say like or like art wise to say okay, this part of the map looks okay.
Yeah, I have a lot of maps designed actually. How do I get the this was a wired mouse. That explains why
Oh.
it does not take batteries. You have a charger right here.
Take your time.
This will be a little awkward to use like this.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta pull my charger close. Okay, so I do have several finished maps, especially around the beginning of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Most levels would be broken up between walking sections. As I mentioned, the portrait in the bottom left there, that is temporary. I'm going to replace it with the drawn portrait I've used.
Okay.
That was more for concept.
Okay.
So yeah, this is the world map version of the game.
Okay.
It required some tweaking to get it to work in the
Wow.
engine, but basically you can walk around and interact with the level.
Wow.
And there's some secret stuff to do as well,
Okay.
which I will not show.
No.
There's towns you can interact with, all sorts of stuff.
Okay.
And that is broken up between larger turn-based levels. So I can't remember where to go in my own game. I cannot, so I will actually just skip to it.
Yeah, that's okay.
Where was it? Right, so on the map, right, it would work kind of like this. Sometimes you get a cutscene with some story stuff going on. Let's skip that. You can prepare your units before battle. For testing, I've actually got them all set up to what I expect them to be.
Okay.
You know, you get dialogue, some cutscenes and stuff. And the red here, you can toggle at any time. This is the enemy's range.
Oh.
And I can tweak their AI to do whatever I want it to do.
Okay.
In this case, they will not target me until I pass this line right here.
Right.
So that's when they know you're inside the fort.
Yeah.
This guy down here, he's coming for you no matter what. He sees you. So I like to put my armored knight here in front of that as a block. And I am not good at Fire Emblem, so this will definitely be up to players to find out the strategies and stuff.
Okay.
And that does mean balancing might require some feedback because game design, like conceptually, I am good at, but in practice, I can struggle with.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I've got no idea if there's too many enemies, right?
Right.
But that's something I figure players will tell me about.
Right. In
So
the testing phase.
And so Katarina, your main character, she's a mage. She uses magic, which adds to your magic stat instead of your strength,
Okay.
which means it subtracts from resistance instead of defense. So it's like there's two kinds of defense, magic and physical. And so mages kind of have that niche where they can target units that are weak to resistance. And you'll notice that the lance and the sword have arrows next to them.
Okay.
That's because of the weapon triangle, which is a carryover from Fire Emblem.
Okay.
And essentially, swords beat axes, axes beat lances, and lances beat swords. So Theo here is actually not good against lances, but he is going to hit no matter what. That's what hit 100 means.
Wow.
And he gets a critical. And he levels up. And And Tristan here, he is currently an archer. He is not going to be that in the final game.
Okay.
He is actually going to switch classes with Hero here. And so, see, look, I've got my mage and my archer in range. And that's something you never want to do.
Right.
See, I told you, I'm terrible at this kind of game. It's just terrible that I decided to make one.
Hey, a lot of bugs that's got to be ironed out.
Yeah, one bug I had was that the enemies would actually target the allies when they are not supposed to. They're supposed to be prisoners
Right.
that you rescue. And so yeah, you would fight through the level towards the boss. I'm going to enable a debug so that we can get through this in a timely manner.
Yeah. I've got to do the same thing in my game. I gotta put in some debugs like that to just speed through the level. But I haven't as yet.
Yeah. And so what just happened there is Theo passed into the boss arena,
Okay.
which is going to aggro everyone on the map.
Whoa.
So you want to have some of the map cleared out before you target him.
Right. Oh, so you're gonna be piled on.
Yeah, and I need to add a little nod to that so players don't just get targeted by everybody. But I figured they'd have most of the level cleared by then anyways.
Okay.
It'll just depend on what players prefer.
Okay.
So like, when you target the boss, new music, custom dialogue, all the works. Hoffman here, he's going to get his own portrait eventually.
Okay.
And so bosses, tougher enemies, higher stats, higher levels, they always give extra XP as well. So I'm testing on normal mode, so he's not that difficult.
Okay.
But you can hear he's got his own song.
Yeah, definitely. Wow.
Right, and you know, ending cutscene. I'm gonna skip a little to the next level.
Okay.
You'll all be able to see all that in the dialogue. This is very rough right now. I'm going to have a cutscene commission for this part.
Oh, this. Okay, it's battle. This. Oh wow. Wow.
Right, so things have gotten a little intense. And temporary portrait, I'll actually be able to place them, the proper one, in the game soon. But this is the spawn.
Wow. Yeah.
This is their basic form, which is the runner. A four-legged humanoid creature that just targets anyone and either kills them or kidnaps them. You see, they've already made a mess of the place and they've only been here for a little bit.
Wow.
And on this level, you have 2 escorts. Those prisoners you just rescued, they're not going to get out of here on their own. Oh, and Hero missed. Katarina missed too. And the game's running a little slow because of my crappy little laptop. It actually will not run this badly for most people.
Right.
I do need to tweak Keo because he has no weapon currently. Which is not intentional. And do you think this is a good defense?
I don't know, man. Like, I don't think so. Whoa. What?
So that is how the spawn appear in the game. They glitch out your screen.
That's cool.
Which goes into the idea of this just being wrong, you know?
Yeah.
Like, they're messing with the game, they're messing with your music, they're messing with everything.
Yeah.
And I forget the triggers to activate the other ones. I think it might just be a range trigger. Maybe not. It seems it was not a range trigger. Oh, it's a turn-based trigger, that's right. I wonder if I could show that.
Wow.
So, right, I don't know if you're seeing the event screen pop up.
No.
It's just, so I get a separate screen where I can create the events,
Oh.
and it runs it like a code. But I don't actually have to tweak the code myself, which is
It's amazing.
great, because I don't know coding.
That's great. So you could just play around with the events. How the events are triggered and all that.
Yeah, and that glitch, that spawning, is actually just two images shown 3 frames within each other to give the illusion of it happening.
Oh, the screen glitching out. I like that.
Yeah, it's created by a guy named Briver who did animations for me. I wonder, does this animation screen pull up for you?
I'm just seeing your level editor.
I just wish I was able to show that.
It's okay.
But essentially, there's a screen with all the animations on it. I can actually share
Okay.
the... Where is... So I have a sprite sheet for the spawn whenever they're moving.
Okay.
I'm trying to find it. But it was created by a gentleman named Briver who is going to create some of the more detailed animations for me.
Okay.
And he created one for the spawn already. We might actually be able to see it in game. It might be a little buggy. Oh, this is the wrong level. Let's see.
You still there, Dylan? Hello? Oh no, I wonder... Did Dylan just freeze, guys? Hold on. Let me find out what's going on. Are you still there, Dylan? Yeah, I think Dylan just froze, guys. Hold on. Let me see if I can get him back. We'll be right back. Give me a sec. Okay, guys. So I think Dylan, the call froze up, guys, with Dylan. But I just want to say thank you, Dylan, for sharing all the work that you did on your game. I think the Seven Seas. Oh, excuse me. I think your game is going to be a really good game, and and Dylan, he also does music commissions. So if any of you have a game and you would like music done, and stuff like that, and even if you like his artwork and you want similar artwork for yourself, just please reach out to him on his YouTube. I'm gonna pull up his YouTube page here. Seven Seals. I said Seven Seas. Guys, forgive me. Dylan's game, The Seven Seals, is awesome, and I can't wait to see how his game is gonna look on the final release. So I'm gonna pull it up real quick. So far, what we've seen is, it looks amazing, And it's kind of like I already want to play it. I just got mesmerized, guys. I got kind of quiet because I got mesmerized by just watching him play what he has so far. So, yeah. So it's let's go onto the desktop here. I know Dylan's been going for a while and he's been showing me the stuff. So right here, if you go straight here to Dylan Taylor Music or Dylan Taylor right here, you'll be able to see his stuff. It's pretty cool. He's part of our community and it's very interesting. And he even has a playlist here with his inspirations, to see where he's coming from with a lot of this stuff. And I think, it looked like he covered some Metroid Prime stuff, and I like Metroid Prime. I like the design of all that. And going into the fantasy stuff, his scores are amazing. And Dylan, thanks for being our epic showcase today. And yeah, guys, join our Discord. Check out the xsinick show. Join our Discord, and you could get to hang out with Dylan and Spencer and a whole bunch of other people, even Freddie Confetti, and all of us there, and even Mo. Mo is actually my real brother in real life on there. So yeah, so that is awesome. That was the Seven Seals, and I can't wait for that, guys. So I'm gonna take a little break. We're gonna come right back, and we're gonna see if we could jump into a little bit of Blender in a minute here. Okay. So give me 1 second, and we'll be right back.
So why didn't I flinch? Because the laws of science differ fundamentally from those of
Okay, guys, I'm back. Whew, I had to take a little break there. You know, I know like sometimes showing stuff on stream could be a little more challenging than it looks, guys. You know, it's a little more nerve wracking, and I have to give Dylan props for like just jumping in here with me and showcasing what he has and trying to explain it. And you know, it was amazing. He's an amazing composer. His game looks great, and the art that he's now learning how to do. I mean, it's kind of like he's starting at top tier right there. So, again, guys, that was awesome. Epic showcase with Dylan and Dylan Taylor and the 7 Seals. Okay, guys, so let's do a little bit of blendering right here. I just had to take a break and get something to drink for a minute, but okay, here we are in Blender. This is the default cube. What do we do? We're all about doing game development, game design, and doing art. So part of what I was doing in the past couple streams was doing these art exercises and stuff like that. But I know a lot of you out there are here for Blender, right? So let's see here. So what I've been using Blender for. I've been using Blender to do game level art, game character design, as a DDC or whatever it's called, like a design creative tool or whatever, to bring all my 3D work together and then put it into the game engine. So I've been doing animations in Blender, scene level editing and stuff like that. So let's just look at a few of that stuff, and then I'm going to jump into doing some art exercises, right? I'm just going to look at some of that. Okay, we're getting into art these days, right? So that's what we're doing. Okay, so first rule of thumb: make sure you have all your folders organized, which I do. Okay, so Sol 3000, and I'll just organize all this, and then we have work files. This is all my work files, and then we're jumping in here into Blender Art. And I have characters, I have levels, I have weapons. Now we haven't looked at any weapons for a minute. Now there's a weapon that there's a couple weapons I definitely want to design, but let's see what we have in the weapons area right here. We have objects, vegetation. Vegetation is important if you're having outdoors in the game. Basically break up your levels into different assets, right? So we have a gun. Okay, I have a sword. Okay, so this is something right here. So I have a special weapon for Sol 3000. It's called SOTS, S-O-T-S. It's called Sword of the Spirit. So it's a special sword, and it articulates in different ways and stuff like that. And so let's just take a look at one of these guns. So it's gun ammo. I have a knife. I have a pistol. So I think I remember us doing this pistol. We did concept art for it, and we knock this out in 3D code real quick. And let's see the topology on this. That really shows you what we got, right? Okay, so this was generated in 3D code really quickly, because if I was to do the topology on this, let's see if we can just show it. Hold on here. Show the wireframe on here. Yeah, my quads would be a lot cleaner, right? But for what we were doing here, this was quickly done in 3D code. And of course, you know, we could always go back in and replace this with a properly properly guided retopo rather than this mess. Because like something like this down here is a mess. You don't want to retopo like this at all. A matter of fact, this piece of the gun right here could be could be all the quads for the gun right here. You know, all the triangles for the gun. Anyways, let's move on. But you know, you want to do things quickly, especially if you're a single developer, right?
The devil is evil. I gave you a weapon. It's called the Bible. I gave you
Okay, let's see here. So we got a solo sword. Let's check this out. So I have different versions of that sword, and I think I have the final version of the sword. So this was the first version of it. I think what we did with this. Whoa, this is an old file. I think this is an old Blender file. Hold on here. There we go. Okay, so I have an updated version of this. I like the point of this, so hopefully the updated version does have that point. Let's see here. Solo sword. Okay, sword transfer. Why is this called sword transfer? Okay, this is transferring that sword. Okay, let's go back. Sword mace. Okay, so this is for an enemy, for sure. So this is kind of like a mace kind of sword thing. Yeah, this was another 3D code thing that we brought into Blender here, and we topoed it, and we did the materials here in Blender. Let's take a look at the materials in here. Okay, let's continue. Let's look at this Sword of the Spirit. Okay, so this is the new Sword of the Spirit. Now, see, now I'm watching it now, I'm wishing like, man, Nick, you should have just kept the point in there. But I think I just chopped off the point because it just looked cooler without it. Is it loading the materials? Let's see if there's any materials on this. Oh, there's no materials on that? Okay, so this is just a straight model. Don't save. Alright, so this is sort of this. Why isn't this textured? This is weird. Oh, so okay, here we go. Oh, okay, so this is textured and animated. No, this could be handled in a whole different way, and I haven't, you know, I'm now thinking about ways this could be handled. And I'll show you what I mean by that. Let's look for what's missing here. Okay, let's report on missing things and let's get it working. Find missing files. Oh, there's a textures folder right in here. I don't think that'll work. We gotta come out of here. I think I'm using a main texture. This is not really, no? Yeah, it's not there. find missing files. It may be in 3D code assets, I'm thinking. Not even in there. Okay, I gotta look for this, guys. Hold on. It's just one of those things where I organized the folder and it just broke everything. Let's do a search in here. Okay, here it is. Oh, it's in the characters folder. Okay, that should be in weapons, but let's get it. There you go. Huh? Took us long enough. Put the shading here. And we have a knife. Let's check this out. Okay, so this is good also. Guys, just taking a look at this stuff here. Let's go back into 3D code. Excuse me. I think we just have a little bit to go on this, so I'm just gonna try to see if I could just gonna finish this off real quick. Select everything in here. You can select the faces current there. Make everything all one.
saw people, places, and things. We barely had arrived. Friends asked us to describe the people, places, and every last thing. So we unpacked our adjectives. I unpacked frustrating first. Reached in and found the word worst. Then I picked soggy and next I picked froggy and then I was ready to tell them my tale.
'Cause I unpacked my adjectives. This is like an old Sesame Street
Adjectives are
cartoon.
words you use to really describe things. Handy words to carry around. Days are sunny or they're rainy. Boys are dumb or else they're brainy. Adjectives can show you which way. Adjectives are often used to help us compare things. To say how thin, how fat, how short, how tall. Girls who are tall get taller. Boys who are small can get smaller. Till one is the tallest and another's the smallest of all. We hiked along without care. Then we ran into a bear.
A bear likes me.
He was a hairy bear. He was a scary bear. We beat a hasty retreat from his lair and described him with adjectives.
Whoa! Boy, that was one big ugly bear.
I actually use that for a sample, guys. You guys know
You
that.
can even make adjectives
Or
out of
maybe
the
you
other
didn't.
parts of speech, like verbs or nouns. All you have to do is tack on an ending, like ick or ish or airy. For example, this boy can grow up to be a huge man, but still have a boyish face. Boy is a noun, but the ending ish makes it an adjective. Boyish. That describes the huge man's face. Get it? Next time you go on a trip, remember this little tip. The minute you get back, they'll ask you this or that. You can describe people, places, and things. Simply unpack your adjectives.
What's going on here? Is this not a point?
Adjectives. Tell about it with adjectives. You can shout it with adjectives.
What's going on here?
Oh yeah. Son of man, can these bones come to life? Dry bones. Hear the word of the Lord.
That was weird.
Yahweh, God bless. I am the Lord, your God, yeah. I am mighty.
Okay, so some of this rap music you guys are hearing is from an album I put out called Candy Lo-Fi Pets. So Lo-Fi Pets it's kind of like hip hop. It's you know, kind of like trap music basically. Of course, you know, I have like you know, very Christian themed lyrics to, you know, to give you like a good you know, positive refreshing feel. You know, if things if you need it, you know, not everybody needs it, right? I mean, everybody needs it, but not everybody wants it, right? So if you feel like you want, like, you know, kind of like positive things, you know, put your way, and you're tired of like negativity and things not working or whatever it is, check out Lo-Fi Pets. Check out Lo-Fi Pets. Check out that album.
I thought it was over, seemed like nothing worked.
It'll help.
Taking my hands off the wheel, now I see my worth. You take control of my life, your word is powerful. Bring dead things back to life, your gift so bountiful, bountiful. Oh Yahweh, God bless. I am the Lord, your God,
Another song from the game Waku Waku 7. Come on, what is this thing doing? It ain't that hard. It ain't. It isn't that hard. Just come on. What's going on here? Hold on, guys. It's like the precision. Okay. Keeps wanting to select edges. That's a little annoying. Let's extrude these edges. Oh, smart extrude. I think the auto snap is messing it up. There we go. Okay, so go ahead and adjust these. Who designed this thing? Oh, it was me. Okay. I'm gonna have to do this the other way.
work so hard, thought that's how I was born. All this mental aggravation, yo, my hands are torn. Jesus, you gave me peace beyond mental reason. Yo, hold on, kid, good things come in due season. The race is not for the swift, but for those who endure. Help is on the way, Jesus is knocking at your door. If you feel tired, weary, and sad, and hopeless, he will transform you anew with his likeness. The Lord is good, yo, he is blessed. The Lord is God, he will give you rest. The Lord is good, yo, he is blessed. The Lord is God, he will give you rest. Effervescent energy, the Son of Man gave me. Healing of my soul, the Son of Man saved me. I walk in new life with the end of sin's burden. I guess that's why the streets are golden. Heaven, effervescent transformation, understanding and knowledge. New body, new wide, new life in due time is our heritage. Never giving up the word of God, give us strength. Overcoming all things, your evil devils get bent. The Lord is good, yo, he is blessed. The Lord is God, he will give you rest. The Lord is good, yo, he is blessed. The Lord is God, he will give you rest. Effervescent for the ever living. Effervescent for the ever living. Effervescent for the ever living. Effervescent for the ever living.
I face forward made by your hand, future hand, future hand. I face forward made by your hand, gentle hand, gentle hand. I face forward made by your hand, future hand, future hand. I face forward made by your hand, gentle hand, gentle hand. I face forward made by your hand, future hand, future hand. I face forward made by your hand, gentle hand, gentle hand.
Dun, dun, dun. Okay, just a little bit more to go on this, but spare you guys the boring details, and let's go into some drawing exercises and see if we could get our hands freed up for more concept art and drawing and stuff like that. So yeah, let's check out Critter here. See, now a lot of people use this Critter. I like to use the Gimp also. I love the Gimp. Do new. Okay. Bring up the Wacom. Alright, so if you have a mouse, you could draw with a mouse. Like I was showing Freddy Confetti one time. You could draw with a mouse if you don't have a Wacom pen or if you only have your phone and you have a drawing app, you can use your finger. Okay. Let's start with the most basic thing that you have, which would be a pencil. And you just draw things like circles. You see, like my circle drawing now is better. So how you draw a circle? Some people might draw it clockwise, which is this way. So clockwise is based, when I say clockwise and anti-clockwise, it's based upon a clock that has minute and second hands, I think. So a clock hands is like this. The smallest one is called a second hand, and that ticks a lot, and the biggest one is called a minute hand, I think. And clocks move in this direction, and this is let's draw a clock. This is a clock. And the clock moves in this direction, like around in this direction. Right, from left to right. So if you go from left to right, that's called clockwise. And if you go right to left in the rotation, that's called anti-clockwise, because it's going against the clock's regular rotation. So I'm drawing circles. I feel better drawing circles anti-clockwise. And clockwise is good too. Anti-clockwise is probably better. Yeah. It's according to what hand you have. Let me see what hand, like what you're, if you're left-handed or right-handed or something like that. So, I like drawing circles as practice, and each time I draw the circle, I try to get a perfect circle from one drawing. And that's this one is almost perfect right here. And the next thing I like to do is to do curves. You could do curves between the circles, like so, or just do like curves like this. Try to get a nice smooth curve when you're drawing curves, and this is good for like waves. Try drawing a curve, a vertical curve, horizontal curves. Try and also straight lines. This is part of a good practice, like straight lines, straight up and down, vertical. Horizontal lines. So all these are good practices I like to do. How about diagonal, which is like slanted? And try to make them as parallel to each other, meaning that they're equal distances. Okay, let's step it up a notch. Let's draw cubes. That's where those lines come into play. Well, what are cubes and lines good for? They're good for like posing characters. So if like you want to do a character, you do a cube for the head, and according to where the cube is, that's where the character is facing. So if the character is looking down, you draw like the top of the box cube like that, right? And then you draw if he's looking down, you don't see the bottom of the cube. That's his head right there. And then you could draw like the stick for the neck, this line, and then draw this like rectangle for his shoulders, and he's looking down, right? And do this for the spine, like another center line for the spine, and then do this. And they basically drawing a glorified stick man. So this is his forearm here. And I like to draw this dash to show where his joint is. And then draw the other arm down like this. Do a dash, and then you want to figure where the hands are. The hands are like that. Because when you're doing the hands, you gotta see that the forearm and the arm is like the same length. So the upper arm here, and then his lower arm, which is a forearm, is about the same. Is about the same size in proportion, the same length. And then the hands below that. And then I like drawing. If it's a guy, his shoulders are wider than his hips, right? So his hips is a little more narrow. I like doing another rectangle for his hips and then doing like a line for his legs. So this is like a glorified stick man. So he's looking down. So what I let me turn the music down a bit, guys. Hold on. So what I like to do is to start working on his eyes, right? So his eyes. Let me zoom into here. How do you zoom into stuff in the critter? Oh, there we go. Right, so because he's looking down, I like to draw the brow. So the brow, you could do half of the cube, but that wouldn't be good. Do a little bit above half, so probably 3/4, and then do a middle stroke for the nose. Right, and that's his eyes there, and this here is his nose. And you could do like a smaller stroke for the mouth, but you don't have to. So that kind of gives you an idea of where the guy is looking. And this is, so you could just do a whole bunch of stuff like this. So you could do all kinds of poses. Like let's do somebody jumping like in some kind of anime way, right? So let's do him. He's looking up. So I'm gonna see the bottom of the box. So that's under like your chin, because we're looking up at him. So because he's looking up and jumping up. And we're doing a low angle, like the camera's looking from the street level to him. And then I'm gonna do like this his neck. And I'm gonna do his shoulders. And I'm gonna do a little foreshortening, foreshortening means that that part of the body is closer to the camera, so it looks shorter. But it's bigger. It looks bigger but shorter in perspective. And I'm just gonna do this right here. And I'm going to curve his spine. We're going to do kind of like an anime kind of thing. And a smaller rectangle, shorter one in width. Because his shoulders are wider. Right? And I'm going to put his leg. This is going to be his thigh. And this is going to be his lower leg or his shin. Right, I'm gonna do his other leg kind of down, kind of out maybe, and let's do it down like this, and let's do his foot. This is his foot, and let's do his arms back, and then do his forearms. Now you don't ever do his arms like straight back. You do a little bend in it so you can see where the elbow is, and then we do this little box here for his hand, and his hand is in a fist. Or I could do fingers to show that his hand is out free, like so. You could do that too. And then I want to do his other arm back also, so I'm gonna do this other arm back like that, and do this. And let's make his arm a little bit smaller because it's behind. It's behind the perspective. Now you could always adjust his shoulders. Like I'll just readjust his shoulders here, make this a little better, or whatever. So probably wouldn't see that. Would probably be his chest here and all that. So that's kind of like him jumping over and out. So I like to go through and just make a whole sketchbook just full of these guys just being posed in all different ways. And you could take any of these drawings and you could draw a character on top of them. So let's take this guy here jumping, right? And just for a second, I'm gonna this guy's jumping. Can we change this guy's let's go colors. Do we have a colorize in here? Yep, colorize. Let's give it like a nice little blue. Alright, so it's like, let's just change our blue so we know that that's the underlying skeleton. I'm gonna make a new layer. We could draw a guy on top of this skeleton. So I would do like a whole bunch of different poses using these guys, and this could be a practice that we do every time here in the stream. We could stop, and if you want to learn how to draw, you know, you could follow me, you could follow along right here. So I'm just gonna get a regular black pencil, and now we're just gonna draw. So you could zoom in, or if you're on a piece of paper, you could put your face closer. And let's draw a guy here. So I'm just gonna make like an oval for his face, his head. You don't want to get too detailed. You just kind of wanna. Yeah, don't get too detailed. So I do under his chin, and I'll show you what I mean by under his chin here. So if we hide this guy underneath, so like this is the underside of his chin has this kind of a shape. Alright, and then his eyes are going to be higher. So what you're going to do, you're going to draw like something like a divide like this. So this is like the middle point of his front of his face. This is where his eyes come. So you could just kind of draw like little eyes, and then you're going to see on the side of his nose is going to stick out pretty far. You could just do like a little triangle pyramid there. I do his ears and his hairline. Keep it simple. We could always zoom further in. Like after you do like a simple rendition of this guy, you could like really zoom in and get a finer pencil and really make this. You know, if you're drawing this on paper, you can't zoom in. You have to like literally put your face in. So you got to draw this guy big enough. Or like what I did, like what I used to do, like make sure I learned how to draw like really small details with a pencil. Or hint at. You don't have to draw, you could hint at it too. So okay, so this guy's jumping there. Okay, so this is basic. Let's not get too much in details. Put back on our skeleton. Right. To me, his head looks a little too big, but we could work with this. Let's start drawing his anatomy a bit here. Okay, let's get his bicep, his chest. Yeah, we could always adjust, right? This is just a guide. You don't have to get it exact. Right? Remember, anything we do is a guide, right? So like in the end, whatever works, you know, that's all these things are. You know, that's why some people get tied up in anatomy and they find like, you know, the drawing is a little bit boring. Because anatomy is just a guide. And once you could do anatomy, then you could, you know, use the guide and what you learn properly. Then you could break some rules, right? Let's get his thighs. All right, and let's do his shins. And at this point, you see, I'm just using this as a guide. I'm not like, you don't have to be like 100% spot on. I mean, if you want, you can, but you don't have to, you know. Hold on. Yeah, some people think I'm obsessed with feet, but I'm not. I just like, I know they could be challenging, so like I make sure and try to like focus on it just a little bit, maybe a little too much. But you want to make sure you get that right. You could always put shoes over everything and that kind of thing. But you want to do the more challenging things. So if like feet and hands and all that is tough, you wanna actually try your best to like do it all the time. When I say you, I'm talking about me. It's not actually you, the viewer. I'm talking to myself, guys. You don't know that right now. Okay, I'm too much on this crotch there. So let's get this going here like this. Even the muscles in the thighs and stuff. Comic books are a good reference for anatomy, I would say, but just remember the anatomy in comic books is still fantastical. It's a good starting point, and then you could look at actual anatomy books and stuff, which is what I would recommend. But if you have a comic book, you could look in there. When I mean comic books is a good reference for how far you could stretch anatomy and still have things look okay or good enough or whatever it is. I'll do something like this for his hand. This is alright. Look like his hand is broken right there. His hand would actually come like this, out. You know. And remember, anything you do, you could just redo. You don't have to just because you see that you're gonna do it like this, you have to stick like that. Unless you could be commissioned to do that, like by somebody to draw or whatever it is. Yeah, you know. You're gonna have to bite the bullet and rotate his body so all that works. So I'm taking little creative license right here and just kind of adjusting things to where I think they'll work better. Yeah, I figure his hand in some sort of pose is going to look better than just straight out. I think his head could be a little smaller, or his body I could have just made his body bigger, whatever. And I've been drawing this kind of close, which is what I don't like to do. Like when I draw, I like to draw out like this and just kind of sketch the whole kit and caboodle like this, and then zoom in for the details, which is what you should do. Kit and caboodle. Where did I get these things from? It's an old word. The thingamabobby. Let's give him a cape. If there's anything I had a lot of practice drawing throughout the years is capes, guys. I drew so many superheroes, it's not even funny. I had to like decape myself like this, make sure like I'm not drawing a cape. Yeah, so drawing those cube guys or any kind of reference guy actually helps with learning how to draw, you know, especially humans and stuff like that. Now I think like vehicles is the same way, you know, there's according to what vehicle you wanna do, you know, you kinda work with that shape per se. You know, and you learn how to rotate the shape, and then you learn about certain details in the car. But it's so easy just to get your reference now and just do that. Like, get human reference, get this guy's kind of a tiny superhero. In the past, if I wanted a small head, I would have to erase his head and redraw it. You know, now you could like literally, I could select his head and scale it. You know, like this. Select his head. And then, where's the scale tool? Is this it? Yeah. And voila, look at that. Perfect. You don't do that. I just did that because, you know, I'm in a digital tool. Like, oh, all of a sudden, you know. But then too, you have tiny heads, right? So like, there's a whole thing about tiny heads. Like some games, they try to make the characters look so epic and so big that they actually have a small head compared to a real human being. Like a real human being will probably look like the guy I drew. A big head, a small frail body. But you want it to look super, like superheroic, right? Like hero, like a real powerful hero. So yeah, he's gonna have a huge muscular body and a small head because he's not thinking too much. He's just going to the gym. And yeah. Alright guys, so this is a lot of fun. So, you know, practicing curves, straight lines, horizontal, diagonal, vertical and horizontal, yep. And yeah, diagonal lines, curve lines, you could do curve, vertical, curve, horizontal. We're working on circles. Oh, that circle looked pretty good. And we're working on cubes, right? Making cubes in different directions, right? I showed one direction, but we did a different direction for the head. So first to do another direction of a cube looking up. Now this is good practice because practice drawing different directions of a cube is really good practice, and in different perspectives. Like that perspective is really off right there. It's really skewed. Something like that. And then of course a sphere. If you want to show like a sphere, you draw a circle. Oh man, that circle's bent. It's a deflated tennis ball. A deflated basketball. You do a circle like this, and then what you want to do is to draw a line like that, and then draw a line coming like this, and this kind of shows like how this sphere is rotated, something like that. You know, that kind of thing. What else? Just even drawing flat planes also. Like a plane would be flat like this, like basically the top of a cube. Right, and like how we use the flat planes for like the rectangle. Let's turn that back on. The rectangle in the guy's shoulder, which is what we did here. Alright, let's hide the guy. So like he's just made up of these boxes, right? These flat planes, some lines, and we just pose them, and then we use that as a guide to draw on top of and get this pose of this guy. The superhero leaping into action. you know, and trying to save the day and stuff like that. So, anyways, guys, God is good. I'll see you guys in a little bit. You know, it was very cool hanging out with Dylan, and he's showing us, and Dylan showing us his game project, which is called Seven Seals, and you guys obviously could check that out on YouTube. You know, check out my music, guys. You know, if you want to support what I'm doing here and just show your love to your boy. You know, been around for a little bit here on YouTube and Twitch. You could get the music, donate. You could donate directly to me and get something in return, right? And I even have a free album out there called called Lo-Fi Pets. Actually, Lo-Fi Pets is free. You just have to go on to Gumroad. All right, I can show you guys real quick. Yeah, you could just go on to Gumroad. And how do you get to the Gumroad? Well, it's linked right here in Twitch and on YouTube. So, you know, go to the Heavenly Form Gumroad, and we have these 3 albums right here. This album here, Light, is about to be released next October of next year, but you could get it for $5. Right? There's a ton of tracks on there, some like 16 or 13. Candy Bass is like all drum and bass you hear on here. You could download that for $5, and Lo-Fi Pets you could get for free. See, $0. So you could click on Lo-Fi Pets. It's on YouTube. You can listen to it. But if you want to have the MP3s for your phone, so you could play it anywhere, check it out. And you just have to see where it says $5. You could just literally put 0 in there, add to cart, and it'll take you. And then put 0 for a tip if you don't want to tip me, or you could put this. Whoa, hold on, let's go back. For 0, right? And then after, you could put 0 for a tip for me, but instead of doing 0, do like a couple zeros, put like a 1, and then put a couple zeros right here after the 1. Then you could donate this to your boy right here, and then I'll be on here streaming, and we'll get the game done by early next year. If you put this one with like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros, that will work. Or you don't even have to do that. You know, you just have to put 1 with 3 zeros, and that will work. Or you could just put 0. I'm just joking, guys, and just get it. Just press get, and you could download Lo-Fi Pets. And these albums come with artwork. If they don't, just DM me and let me know. And you know, so you have one for $5, the other one is $5, and you could download one for free, and that's how you do it. So hey, you know, again, I'll see you guys in a little bit. I know we didn't really do too much in Blender. We just touched on. I just kind of gotta get that ship done, to be honest. And once I get that done, we'll be able to do some fun texturing, fun painting on it, and then bringing it into Blender and hooking it up to a rig and getting it all animated for the game. So that's definitely up next. We will not do any more anymore. I would not be doing any more retopering of that ship here on stream. It will be done by the time we come back on. As you see, I got a good bit done on it, and it's just basically we'll do fun things like texturing and that kind of thing, and painting on it, and using Blender to animate it and rig it and UV map it and all that. Okay, so I'll see you guys in a little bit. Dylan, thanks again, and I'll see you guys later. Okay, God bless. Thanks for hanging out with your boy xsinick show. Look out, oh yeah, hey, look out for next year. An album is coming out early next year. I'm releasing another one. This one is really heartfelt. It's one I always wanted to do. It's you know, it's an album called A Northern Maid. Right? You know, xsinick right here is a mega pop star. She's xsinick the Maid. So we have a Northern Maid album coming out, but it features me on the cover in snow. Or whatever, xsinick. She thinks everything is funny. Yeah, so yeah, if you like xsinick, get the albums. You know, if you can't stand me, get it for her sake. Yeah, guys. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. Take it easy. Let's go out. Let's go out with a song from the upcoming album, A Northern Maid. Yeah, let's go over the song from there. Okay, guys, take it easy. Stand by. Okay, this song is called Life Tree. There's certain songs on there I don't want to play, but this one is called Life Tree. I want to play it. Let's check it out.
The tree of life. Thorns also and thistles, shall it bring forth the day? And thou shalt eat the herb of the field, in the sweat of thy face shalt thou eat bread, to keep the way of the tree of life. Till thou return unto the ground, for out of it wast thou taken, for dust thou art, and unto dust shalt thou return, to keep the way of the tree of life. And the Lord God said, behold, a man is become as one of us, to know good and evil. And now lest he put forth his hand, and take also of the tree of life, and eat and live forever. So he drove out the man. To keep the way of the tree of life. And he placed at the east of the garden of Eden cherubims, and a flaming sword which turned every way, to keep the way of the tree of life. To keep the way of the tree of